This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone, good evening, good morning. Welcome to Isha Training Solutions.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Hello,
evening,
hi.
Shailendra.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening, Amar.
Good evening.
So we'll wait for 2 more minutes for others to join and then we'll start the session.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll start our discussion. Once again, welcome everyone. So I'll quickly open the course content. In our previous session, we were discussing about what are all the things that we are going to cover as part of the learning. Now we'll start our day one topic. Okay. So today we are going to start our first topic in AppDynamics APM tool learning. So I mean, any tool that we are learning, we need to set the expectations, right? So that is what we are going to do now. So example. Yeah, what are APM tools? Okay, so APM tools means what? That understanding we should have, right? Like APM tools means application performance monitoring or application performance management tool. Okay, application performance monitoring or application performance management tool. Okay, APM means, why I am saying monitoring or management. Okay, monitoring or management. So monitoring tool will only give number. Monitoring tool will only give number. Number in the sense like this is what the response time, this is what the error, this is what the exception, like that. It will only give you the number. That is what your monitoring tool basically will do. But here in APM tools, we are not only providing the numbers, we are also providing some kind of a findings, recommendations, all those things we are trying to provide. That is the reason it is actually called as application performance management tool as well. What is that managing things? Say we are providing some kind of a alerting mechanism or some kind of a recovery mechanism in APM tool, so that you are going to do a proactive issue identification thing. So that is the reason it is also called as application performance management tool. Okay, monitoring tool will only give you numbers. Management tool will try to bring some additional flavor into it. Okay, so that is what APM, application performance monitoring or application performance management tool. Why we are actually going to that tool? Because we should know that, right? Like why we are actually going to that tool. So if you look at the traditional approach, okay, if you look at the traditional approach, say like the developers, they are using profiling tools for identifying the application hotspot. Okay, they are trying to use the application profiling tools for finding the hotspot. Even DBA person, they are using DB profiling tools or monitoring tools for identifying the problem in DB level. Even your system administrator, they are trying to find the problem in your infrastructure, say like CPU utilization, memory utilization, disk utilization, queue length, like that. They are trying to focus on the infrastructure level. So like this, if you consider each and every team, each and every activity that they are doing, you are trying to purchase different tool or you are trying to use different tools for different activities. Okay, application level monitoring, profiling, DBA monitoring, all those things are different tools, different person is actually involved in this activity. But now I cannot recruit 3 to 4 person for doing a single activity, right? I don't want to invest too much for the resourcing itself. Okay, for the resourcing itself, I don't want to invest too much money. I don't want to invest that much of a money for recruiting a person who's actually doing different monitoring activity. But if you are using this APM tool, okay, you can do all activity in single tool. Single tool is actually having the capability to do multiple things. Yes, in this APM tool, you have the option to do the client side monitoring. In this tool you have the option to do monitoring of application monitoring, either Java, .NET, Node.js, like that. You can do the application level monitoring. Even these APM tools are having the capability to do the database level monitoring, MongoDB, MySQL DB, like that. You can do database level monitoring, you can do. And also infrastructure level, system infrastructure level, you can monitor to find the CPU utilization, memory utilization, like that. So if you look at it, whatever I mentioned right now, right, like say you can see your browser level data, your application level data, okay, and your database level data, and your infrastructure level data, all things are actually possible using the APM tools, guys. Okay, so what is that meaning? One tool for all your problem statement, one tool for all your problem statement. That is how we are using this APM tool. Okay, I'll take a pause here. Any question, guys, still now? So I encourage each and every one of you ask your questions before moving into the next topic, because whatever we are discussing here, you should have a strong understanding of these concepts, because these are fundamentals. Okay, any interview if you are going, definitely these questions they will ask, like how we are doing, why APM tool we are using, what purpose we are using, what are all the agent types that are available, like that. They'll ask different questions related to that. Okay, so if you are thorough with this fundamentals, you know, whatever the use cases that they are giving, you can easily apply your knowledge and then you can answer for it. Okay, because these are fundamental things. Okay, how these APM tools are working, all those concepts, you know, you are going to explain to them. Okay, so how, I mean, these entire APM tools are actually working. Okay, so if you are asking me, say you have your browser example, you have your browser and you have your application, you have your DB, okay, everything. Okay, so say like you have one uh, um, uh, one AppDynamics agent, or you put it like for now agent. Okay, you are putting one agent here and then another agent here, another agent here. Okay. Okay, so you consider this as a database. Okay, you consider this as your application, you consider this as your browser. Okay, so whatever the activity that is actually happening in the browser level, application level, database level, all those things are actually collected by this agent. All these are actually collected by this agent and it is sending the data to your UI. Okay, UI in the sense like every tool is having the front end. Okay, you can have the front end, so wherein you can display the data, whatever the collected data, you can display the data. Universally every APM tools are working in this concept only, whatever I mentioned right now, right? In this concept only, universally every tool in the market is actually working, irrespective of Dynatrace, AppDynamics, Neuralink, Datadog, CA, APM, every tool is actually working in this fashion only. I mean, you are going to configure the agent, and that agent will collect the data. Collected data is actually displayed in the tool, the APM tool. And there you are going to do all kind of activity, root cause analysis, problem notification, everything you are going to do it in that front end only. But the understanding is the agents are required to do any kind of a monitoring. If agents are not there, monitoring, deep dive monitoring is not possible. Okay, so that is the reason we are saying everywhere you should have the agents. So in AppDynamics, the name of the agents I'll tell you. Okay, browser level or the mobile level, all these things are actually called as user experience agent. Okay, user experience agent. Okay, user experience agent. Okay, user experience agent. And then your Java application, .NET application, Node.js application, Python application, like that it is there, means that is actually handled through a concept called application agent. Okay, application agent. And then your database level things you wanted to monitor means that is actually database agent. Okay, your infrastructure level you wanted to monitor means that is actually called as, they call that as machine agent. Machine agent. You can also call that as server agent as well. Okay, server agent, server level you wanted to do anything. So these are the agent types that are available. User experience agent, application agent, database agent, machine agent. Okay, so here only what we are going to learn, I told you in the previous session also, here we are going to learn one user experience agent, two application agent. One is your Java, another one is your Node.js agent. Okay, two application agent, two database agent. One is your MySQL DB, another one is your MongoDB, MySQL DB, MongoDB. Machine agent also, two things we are going to focus. One is your Windows server, another one is your Linux server. So like this we are going to focus on one user experience agent, two application agent, two database agent, two machine agent. All these things we are going to learn practically, guys. Okay, practically we are going to learn all these things. I am going to show you the live demo of each and every activity that I am doing, and you guys are going to do in your machine. And if you are facing any problem, our team or myself will join, and then we'll resolve the problem. So that's how it works. It's basically kind of a real world example we are going to do, real life challenges we are going to discuss. Okay, and also we are going to focus on the interview preparation things as well. Okay, what are all the things that usually you will be getting it in the interview sessions? That is also we are going to cover it, because most of you post completion of the session, I know very well you guys are going to attend interviews. So for that also we are going to prepare ourselves for attending the interviews as well. Any question, guys, till now? Anybody have any question till now? Yeah, so nowadays, I mean, any job descriptions, JDs, okay, any job description, if you are going and validating, definitely one performance testing tool will be there, one APM tool will be there. So that's the reason we are learning this. And if you are learning one APM tool, it is a matter of fact for learning other APM tools as well, because it is all working in the similar fashion only, similar functionality only. So that's the reason we are learning the AppDynamics tool right now, and we can slowly expand our knowledge across the layer. If you are asking me, I know AppDynamics, Dynatrace, Neuralink, Datadog. Those four APM tools I know. So similarly, I mean, because it's all quite a similar functionality, quite a similar activity that we are doing, right? So that's the reason. So similarly, you guys can also expand your knowledge. Right now, we are starting with AppDynamics APM tool. Okay, I'll take a pass here. Any question, guys, till now?
Yes, sir, can I talk once?
Yeah, Amar, please.
Yeah, actually here browser means we will install the agent in the system where we are accessing through the browser. In that system, we will install the agent.
No. We are going to config. It is not install actually. Maybe I'll correct the word. It is actually instrumentation. Instrumentation. In browser alone, it is actually called as instrumentation. So what is that instrumentation we are going to do? Your AppDynamics is actually providing a chunk of a JavaScript code. Okay. That JavaScript code we have to instrument inside the HTML pages. All the HTML pages we are going to instrument inside the HTML pages. Once your instrumentation is actually done, say like I instrumented the application and redeploy the application, and those who are actually continuously going to launch this application, that time while loading the pages, when the HTML is actually loading, inside that this JavaScript is also going to load because we instrumented inside the HTML pages, right? So and then the data collection is actually happened. That's how it's actually working, Amar.
Okay. Then coming to this application, you told Java and Node.js applications or .NET applications like that. Generally, you mean to say that in an application server we will add this agent? How?
Exactly.
So like web server, application server, database server, in the server itself we will add this agent.
Yeah, mostly this app server we are going to add.
Okay. That's all.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for your question, Amar.
Yeah, thank you.
Because everybody will have this kind of a question, but sometimes people will hesitate to ask this question. They'll think like whether it is a good question, bad question, like that. So thanks for your question, making this session more interactive. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So I encourage, everybody ask questions, get the clarity, because say, we are going to pay for the learning and we need to get the justification for what we paid. Okay, so that is what I personally expect. Okay, so I am expecting each and every one of you should ask questions. Only it's kind of a brainstorming session. Any question?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Rajesh. Please.
These agent are at user side or they are at client side?
No, the agents that are configured on the server side only. Okay, but when the user is actually using that application, respective monitoring is actually happening. Able to understand, right? User has to provide load to the servers, but agents are already available in the servers. So the agent, while it is actually serving the transactions, the agents are actually collecting certain metric, and the metric is actually sent to the application. Application in the sense like in this case AppDynamics. So it is sending the data continuously to the AppDynamics tool, whatever the monitoring metric, right? So it will be sending it to the AppDynamics tool, and in AppDynamics tool you can do the further investigation. Clear, Rajesh?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for your question. So now Apm tools means what I told you. Every Apm tool is actually working in this fashion only. AppDynamics is also working in this fashion. And I told you what are all the coverage that we are going to do. Okay. So you are going to learn everything practically so that you will have a hands-on experience. While you are doing all these things, you will also familiar with these terms and terminologies, and then how we are doing, where you are doing kind of things and all, you can easily learn. Okay, that is what we are going to learn in this course. And then, so why Apm tools are actually important? Why Apm tools are actually important? Okay, so Apm tools are important because I told you, right? I told you you wanted to do certain investigation, root cause analysis. So your load testing tool, okay, your load testing tool is actually providing HTTP level response time. HTTP level response time. What is that HTTP level response time? It is all actually the traffic itself HTTP call only, right? Your load testing is actually your LoadRunner or Jmeter HTTP protocol only we are using it, right? So obviously it is actually HTTP level response time only. So HTTP level response time in the sense like what your browser concept is actually missing over there. Your browser concept is actually completely missing over there. That's the reason I'm saying load testing tools are actually providing the HTTP level response time only. Okay. Okay. Say I'll in a simple term, if you are asking me, I'll explain like this. Okay. So I'll put it like so in general, I have my browser. I have my browser. Okay, I have my servers. Okay, I have my servers. What are all those things? Your web server, your app server, your web server, app server, and your DB server. Okay, web server, app server, DB server. So you are going to give a request from the browser. Anytime you are launching something, a request is actually triggered, and that request is actually going to your servers, and your server is actually giving the response. Just a minute, guys. Sorry. So the server is actually giving the response. Okay, the server is actually giving the response, and the response is actually reaching to your browser. So every time when you guys are doing the activity, this is what is actually happening. What you are doing, say like you are clicking www.google.com itself. Okay, www.google.com itself. So what is actually happening? There is a request that is actually going to the server, and your server is actually processing the information, and whatever the data that are related to google.com is actually coming back to the browser. Whatever is actually coming requested is actually coming back to the browser. Okay, this is what you are manually doing. Whenever you are manually doing this activity only. You are doing this activity only manually. You are following. Okay, if I am trying to do the same activity through the browser, through the load testing tool, if I am trying to do it, okay, if I am trying to do using the load testing tool, okay. So what will happen if I'm trying to do this similar activity or script recording through the load testing tool? If I'm trying to do it, what will happen? Very simple, right? Your tool is actually going to sit in the middle. Okay, that is actually called as what? It is actually going to be available in the proxy recording mode. It is available in the proxy recording mode. It may be LoadRunner, it may be Jmeter, but it is actually the man in the middle. It is actually going to record it in the proxy level. Okay, how the recording is actually working? How the recording is actually working means a request is actually triggered from the browser while recording. I'm saying, okay, while recording, what is actually happening? A request is actually triggered from the browser. So what your tool will do? Your load testing tool will copy the request. Load testing tool will copy the request, and then it is sending the request to the servers. Okay, it is taking the copy of the request, and then it is actually sending the request to the server. Server is actually processing. Okay, server is actually processing, and then it is actually going to send the response. Your server is actually going to send the response. That time what will happen? The tool will take the copy of the, it is actually going to take the copy of the response, because it is going via your tool, and then your response is actually copied, and then the browser is actually displaying the data. So during the recording, during your load testing tool recording, what's actually happening? A request is going, tool is actually taking the copy of the request, processed by the server. While coming back, it is actually taking the copy of the response, and then it is giving back the response to the browser. This is what is typically happening during the recording time. During the recording time. Any question, guys, still now? This is what is actually happening during the recording. Okay. recording completed, guys. Okay, using your load testing tool, you completed the recording. You think like you completed the recording. You completed the recording. Okay. Okay, now I am going to do the customization. For that, what will I do? I will do the replay. I will do the replay of the script. I will do the replay of the script. So how will the replay will be happening? Very simple. This entire thing is not there. This entire thing will not be there. It will not be there. It will not be there. Why? Because tool is already having the copy of the request. This request will be going to the server. Tool will replay this request. The copy of the request is there with the tool itself. That request will be going to the server, and then server will give back the response. This is actually called as what? This is actually a replay response. This is actually a replay response. This is actually a replay response. Okay. So you also have one recorded response, and you also have one replay response. It will compare both are equal means pass, both are not equal means fail. This is how your load testing tool is actually working. This is how your load testing tool is actually working. Any question, guys, till now? Anybody have any question? Any question, guys, till now? So now, if you recollect or recall whatever I mentioned in the initial discussion, it is all happening in the HTTP level only, because there is no concept of browser during the replay. During the replay, we are not focusing on browser, page painting, page rendering, all those things we are not focusing on, because your tool is actually working in the HTTP layer. Your tool is actually working in the HTTP layer. So what is our understanding? Our understanding is very clear. Your tool is not providing the client side level numbers. Your tool is not providing the client side numbers. Okay, maybe you guys can tell me, sir, there is a protocol named TrueClient protocol. Through that you can get it, sir. Actually, yes, you can get it, but it is not going to give the split up, or it is not going to give the clear representation of the browser level numbers. So that's the reason I'm saying. And most of your performance testing activities are happening in HTTP protocol only. That is the reason I took this example. Okay, so which means that right now, using the HTTP protocol, you are not getting the browser rendering, page painting things and all, you are not getting. So coming back. So what is that meaning? So which means that your load testing tool is actually not providing the client side numbers. So using Apm tools, we can get the browser level metrics. Browser level metrics, you can get it using the Apm tools. So in AppDynamics, you are going to use user experience agent for collecting such and such metrics. Okay. So why Apm tools are important means, yes, it is important because you need to get the browser level response time. You are going to get the browser level response time. Okay. And then what else you can do it? You can get you can use it for the infra level you wanted to get it, infra level metrics, because right now what is actually happening, most of the performance testers, they are not providing the infrastructure metric. They are not even collecting the metric. If I'm asking, say like those who are coming and attending interview with me, say like some 4 years to 7 years experienced guy, if they are coming and attending the interview with me, if I'm asking the questions to them, what question? Have you ever done infrastructure monitoring? What are all the metrics that you will monitor, like that? If I ask the question, what they are saying, no, I don't have the experience, or I don't know how to do it, or there is a separate team available, or something they are saying. But the expectation is you should know how to do the infrastructure monitoring. You should know how to do the infrastructure monitoring. Okay, so infrastructure monitoring, why I am saying that is actually very important. Why infrastructure monitoring is very important? Say like you guys did not do infrastructure monitoring. Maybe you did not do that. You did not do the infrastructure monitoring. Okay, you think like you are not doing the infrastructure monitoring. Okay, so I'm showing one graph. This is actually the available memory graph. This is actually the available memory graph. Okay, you did not do the monitoring, but I'm saying, okay, you did not do the monitoring of the infrastructure data. Okay, say like your available memory graph is actually coming like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. It's actually coming. Exactly by 1 hour, you stopped the testing because your load testing time is actually what? Your load testing time is actually 1 hour, right? Sorry. Your load testing time is actually 1 hour. You stopped the test. You did not monitor the infrastructure at all. You did not monitor the infrastructure at all. You are giving only your load testing tool level numbers. You are giving only the load testing tool level metric. You are saying your response time, your hits per second, your throughput, your error, everything is actually fine. All are green, all are within the SLA. Like that, you are providing the numbers to your customer. But actually saying you did not do the infrastructure monitoring, look at here, it is actually going to hit your out of memory error in a very shorter period of time. In a very shorter period of time, it is going to hit the out of memory error, but you did not do the infrastructure monitoring. So because of that, you missed this critical issue itself. You missed this critical issue itself. So that is the reason I'm saying the importance of doing the infrastructure monitoring is very high. But nowadays we are not doing, but I'm saying we have to do the infrastructure monitoring. We have to provide the end-to-end numbers to the customer. We should not only provide load testing tool level numbers, we should provide infrastructure level also. Then only we can conclude, then only we can cross correlate, then only we can understand is there any problem or what. Everybody clear, guys? Everybody clear? So what I'm saying, this Apm tool is actually having the capability to do the infrastructure monitoring as well. Okay, so you are doing a browser level monitoring, and you are also doing a infrastructure level monitoring. Okay, because these are right now missing, guys. Okay, these are right now missing. That is the reason I'm telling why don't you add this, so that you can make your reporting structure is little more efficient. That is the reason we are going to add this along with your regular performance testing report. Okay, so they will definitely ask this question, right? Say like you think like Amar or Rajesh, you guys provided your number, you provided your load testing report to the customer. You provided the load testing report to the customer. In that one particular transaction, like search transaction is actually taking 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Search transaction is actually taking 15 seconds. You are providing that number to the customer or even your developer. You are providing the number, search transaction is actually taking 15 seconds. What are all the questions you will be getting it from your development team, guys? What are all the questions you will be getting it from your development team?
Traffic.
What?
They will tell in browser we are within 5 seconds we are able to access in browser, like that they will tell first.
Very good, Amar. I think real-time challenge. Real-time challenge. Every developer will tell this. Every developer will tell this. I am getting it in 3 seconds. I am getting it in 2 seconds. Why not your report is actually giving me wrong perception. Your testing is wrong. Your script is wrong. Your tool is wrong. Amar is totally wrong. Like that, you will be getting the response from the developer. Correct or not? Okay. And one more thing also they will ask. If you are simply saying 15 seconds, where will I go and fix the issue? I have lakhs and lakhs of lines of code is there in my application. If you are simply saying such a transaction is actually taking 15 seconds, means where will I go and do the fixing of the issue? You need to provide little more information. You need to provide which class name, which method name, which object name, which is actually the CPU percentage, which is actually the memory percentage, which is actually the queue length, which is actually the garbage collection number. Why don't you give my problem statement in a little more detailed way? You are simply saying such a transaction is actually taking 15 seconds means anybody can say. They'll tell like this. Developer will say, anybody can say it is actually taking 15 seconds. Even those who are having the stopwatch, they can say it is actually taking 15 seconds. Why you are spending say like 5 days for requirement gathering, 10 days for scripting, 5 days for execution, 2 days for reporting, and finally you are saying such a transaction is actually taking 15 seconds. This can be done in the day one itself by using the stopwatch. You can say such a transaction is actually taking 15 seconds size. Why you are telling now? You are not providing me any detailed information, so I cannot do any fixing. That is what the response you will be getting it from the developers. Correct or not? Everybody will accept this, right? Yeah, most of you will definitely accept it because this is a real-time activity that is actually happening. So answer to those problem statements or answer to those questions, you can use the APM tool that will provide you a detailed information. That will provide a detailed information. Okay. Okay, so I mean, I'll quickly those who wanted to proceed with this course journey. I mean, still the enrollments are open, so you can reach out to Kumar sir. This is Kumar sir number. Okay, 8019952427 is Kumar sir number. You can reach out to Kumar sir. This is Kumar sir number 8019952427. I pasted in the chat as well. You guys can take it. 8019952427 is actually Kumar sir number. I'll ping the course content link also in the chat. You guys can take it so that you will have a track of it. Okay, all these videos we are going to record it and we are going to provide the YouTube channel URL, so you guys can watch it any time, any number of time you can watch it, because any time if you are unable to attend any session, you can use these videos to I mean, you can use these videos to watch it later and then get it clarified. Okay, so that is the reason we are providing this access. All these videos you are going to have a lifetime access. Lifetime access will be there, so you can watch it any number of times. Okay, so similarly, all the artifacts, supporting documents, softwares, everything we are going to share it through Google Drive. Google Drive. So you guys can download it, set it up in your local machine. We'll also guide you to do that. We'll also help you to do all agent configuration, application configuration, data investigation, root cause analysis, everything we are going to do in our machine. So we are going to share through Google Drive. Google Drive, we are going to share it. So through that you can learn your things. Okay, this is actually a weekend session. Okay, Saturday, Sunday alone, the session will be there. Each day, Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 2 hours. Within 3 weeks, we are planning to complete this learning. Okay, Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 2 hours. Within 3 weeks, we are planning to end this learning. Okay, so those who and the timing is actually 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian time, correspondingly in other locations. Okay, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian time, IST time, and correspondingly in other locations, US, Australia, UK, correspondingly in other locations, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian time. Okay, so those who wanted to enroll for this session, you can reach out to Kumar sir. And I already started my session itself. I mean, we started the day one discussion we started. So slowly we will continue our further learning. And thanks for the learners who joined today for evaluating us. Thanks for giving us this opportunity, and we hope we all will travel in this course journey to continue this learning. And I already convey the importance of learning this tool as well, so we'll continue the same. Thanks everybody for giving me this opportunity. Thanks all for joining this session. Thanks all. Bye bye.
Can we leave the session now, or do we have any more instructions?
Session completed, Venkat.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I wanted to know that